What's happening, y'all? Welcome back. This is episode 189 of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, the number one Arrowverse podcast on Pornhub. I am your host, Lord Cussalott Travis Pointer, aka the Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka the HNIC. And I'm joined here as always by my co-host Mara the Shark Watkins.
Hello.
How you doing tonight, Mara?
I'm all right.
Good. Glad to hear it. See, you're wearing your playoff shirt right now is appropriate because the playoffs are definitely about to end tonight because Golden State's whooping that ass. Like it's
sweet. Great timing because I don't watch basketball.
But yeah. It's game 6. The Warriors are thoroughly whooping that ass at halftime. So that's about to be it. It's going to end tonight unless somehow Boston just all of a sudden becomes like, I don't know.
Better.
Not even better because they're good. They're good enough to have won. It's just, yeah, they need to, I don't know. A miracle needs to happen. But yeah, we're not here to talk about that, though. We're here to talk about the Arrowverse on the CW. You know, Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, Black Lightning, Batwoman, Stargirl, Superman and Lois, Naomi, you know, all those shows, even though most of those shows aren't still happening anymore. But one show that is happened this week, and that's The Flash. So we're going to talk about The Flash. Ready to talk about The Flash?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about The Flash. All right. This episode of The Flash was called what?
The Man in the Yellow Tie.
And of course, that man in the yellow tie is Eobard Thawne. And let me tell you something. I still don't see it. Like, I don't believe it's true. You want to say he like turned over a new leaf and all that kind of stuff. He's a different person because he fell in love and all that. Nope. Don't trust it because at any moment, something can happen and he gets those memories back and he's the old Thawne again. So I don't trust it. But anyway, let's get into what actually happened in the show and why I'm saying that. So it kicks off with Dr. Dewan out there running with the Flash, and she's training and all that, and
she got her own monologue.
Yeah, that whole thing. She's the fastest woman alive, and I'm thinking like, well, I guess so because Nora hasn't been born yet. So, yeah.
And she did specify next 3.5 minutes that
even so when she's I'm about to say even during that time, I think Nora would be faster than her. But yeah, Jesse Quick doesn't exist anymore. Nora hasn't been born yet. So yeah, right now she's the fastest woman alive.
I forgot all about Jesse Quick.
Yeah, no, that's what they wanted. But yeah, so she ends up throwing lightning at Barry because Barry was winning the race and she was all pissed off, and so she threw a tantrum and threw lightning. That happened, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," blah, 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 blah. And he's like, "Oh well, I got to get back to the lab," blah blah blah.
Yeah, because his speed and her shit acting weird with each other.
Yeah, he doesn't know why yet, but we find out later it's because it's negative speed force energy. So yeah, Cecile at a bank, there's a bank robbery going on, and yeah, she got new powers, or like
her powers have upgraded.
Yeah, she leveled up also, huh? So yeah, she ends up, doing something to him, making them just incapacitated completely mentally, just fucks them up.
It's almost like she was taking like fear or like uncertain, like she was taking certain emotions from people and then
putting them
on the robbers.
Yeah.
Which then disarmed them.
Yeah. Let's see. And then we go to Barry meeting Dewan's partner because she mentioned she had a partner that she was working with and all that. And we see it's fucking Thawne in a yellow tie.
I was like, here we go.
Claims he has amnesia and can't remember shit from more than a year ago, which, okay for now. But like I said, if and when he gets those memories back, it's gonna be a thing. Let's see, we get a flashback to a year ago when Thawne is in his interview with Dr. Dewan, and he basically impresses her with his knowledge. I'm like, yeah, this is what you're trying to do. Let me see.
Yeah, he solves the problem that she was struggling with.
Because it's basically the machine he built, was it 200 years in the future or some shit?
Something around that.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Barry goes to see Thawne in the present because he's like, yo, what the fuck? Why are you here? How are you here? What the fuck is going on? And he's like, nigga, I ain't got no speed. What are you talking about? I'm stuck here.
Like, I ain't got nothing to do over here.
Like, we just had this conversation like 2 days ago. Like, why are you back again? I've been minding my business, just living my non-speedster life right now.
Right. He keeps coming to him about speedster shit, and Thawne is just Wells is like, I don't have speed, like, at all.
Yeah.
You keep coming to me with speedster problems. I can't do that. I can stitch something up for you. Or can't even do that because it requires giving him a needle.
All I can do is sit here and talk shit. That's all I can do.
Yeah.
But yeah, then we actually do find out later on that, Dr. Dewan is using negative speed force energy, which is why it affected Barry the way he did, which we mentioned earlier. But then after Barry leaves, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say he leaves because he realizes he needs to stop her from using the machine so she don't become a bad person.
Yeah. And then we see Thawne has another visitor who's just sitting there waiting and didn't want to talk to Barry because he was about to ask Thawne to do some shit and he didn't want Barry to stop him. But it was old John Diggle. He's here about his green glowing thingy that we all assume was the Green Lantern ring. And I don't like this, Mara. I don't like what they did with this at all. Why? What was the purpose? Like, why do it to begin with? Like, oh, he's going to get the Green Lantern power. No, he's not. Never mind. We're just going to take all that back. Everything we got y'all all hyped up about when we ended Arrow. Like, oh, shit, John Diggle's going to become the Green Lantern. And it didn't happen.
It's been, what, 2-3 years?
It's been entirely too long, and now they had him give it up anyway, so it don't even matter.
No, I'm saying, like, all of that for
it to just be nothing. Yeah, well, not even nothing, because later on it did something happened with Thawne at the end of this, and they were just like, yeah, we felt you, and blah 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 blah. Yeah,
they'll have to better explain that.
Yeah, that was weird. Because is he gonna get, like, the Black Lantern ring or the yellow or one of the bad ones? Because the Green Lantern ring is supposed to be the power of will and good stuff, like green's good, blue's good, there's good ones, and then there's orange, which is greed, and there's red, that's like rage, and yellow, which the fuck is the yellow? Fear, I think. But yeah, hold on, let me look. I don't remember. Now I gotta look this up because it's gonna bother me if I don't remember this. So I gotta look. What's the yellow lantern? Yeah, it's fear. I was right. But yeah, they're talking back at Star Labs, and Barry's like, yo, I think this is Thawne from Flashpoint, which would explain why this is what he looks like now, because I had him locked up and then he didn't go back. He tried to run around. He was ended up fighting the Legends for a while, and then the Legends caught him, and the time race caught up with him. Black
Yeah.
Flash caught up with him, turned him into the little thing where he was guarding the fixed point in that place, and blah blah blah. Apparently, they like saved him because he did something selfless and dropped him here. Why here? I don't fucking know, but
why they did in general, still don't know.
Why here and why did they do it at all?
Like, like if it was his time, let him die.
Yeah. So so Flash goes back and he confronts Thawne because he knows who he is, and he's just like, yo, I know who you are, I know what you're up to, blah blah. This is negative speed force and blah 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 blah. Thawne's like, I don't even know what a negative speed force is. He's like,
that shit, I didn't know it was real until like today.
Yeah, I never even heard of that shit until you just started yelling at me. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. And then she ends up just taking in all the power anyway.
Yeah, she's like, leave him alone. And, absorbs all the shit, and she goes super negative, and eyes turn red, and all that shit.
Zaps them both, goes off to start some shit.
Yeah. Let's see. So Diggle's talking to Thawne. He's just like, yo, I don't know why this thing won't open no more. I went to a whole bunch of different people to get their help with it. Argus can't open it. Fucking Luke can't open it. So, like, all the smart people I know said, we don't know what to fucking do. So I figure if anybody can, yo evil ass can. How do you open this? And basically Thawne tells him like, yo, it opened because you were at a transitional period in your life. You were certain about things. You were, on a track. You had a path, a clear path. And he like, in order for it to open again, you have to be sure that you want the power, that you want to experience everything that it has for you. And he was just like, yeah, I'm ready. And it opens back up. And he sees all the possibilities and all that kind of stuff and decides he doesn't want it and throws the shit away and it disappears. I'm like, what the fuck? What was all that for? Like,
it was a waste. I was just like, so, and when Diggle explains why, like, he doesn't want the box, and because that shit was like a weird acid trip. Like, I was watching that shit with Luna, and I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? And it was like, when he was explaining that he enjoys being with his family more than doing that, I was just like, so are we officially closing out Diggle's story? Because all this time, what have we been doing?
Yeah. Well, if they're still doing that show where he's training other heroes, he can do that and still be the family man kind of dude. So
well, at least he's not searching for the meaning of that box anymore. So
yeah.
Because we saw that was fucking some stuff up at home.
Basically.
But then when Flash and Eobard come to back in the lab, he comes at Eobard again, and Eobard tells him that, him and Mina are in love. He really don't remember anything from before a year ago, that Mina has a heart condition.
Justice U, that's what it's supposed to be called. Okay. It was driving me nuts. I couldn't remember the name of the show he was supposed to be doing. Okay.
And, said that she has a heart condition, and the reason why she got the power is because it was originally like him who was gonna do it, and her heart gave out, and he put her in the machine so that she could
save her life. Yeah.
Save her life. And Barry realized that this Eobard, for whatever reason, is not really evil, or at least for right now.
Yeah, he's like, because he lost that memory a year ago, he doesn't remember who he is, but he now met her. He fell in love with her. So this is a different person. And I'm like, okay. But when he gets that memory back, like, that's just what I'm saying. Like, when that inevitably happens, because why wouldn't it? Exactly. This is gonna go bad.
That was so funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a really good jinx.
it was. It was.
But
So
yeah, so
they have a plan to go and stop Dr. Dewan. What were you about to say? Okay. So like, yeah, we got to stop her from absorbing electricity, and Flash is just gonna keep her running until she basically runs out of speed. And once she runs out of speed, the negative speed force won't have a hold on her anymore, and all will be well. It works
it
for a
was
while. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it was all great until by chance there happened to be thunder and lightning. And I
And
was just like,
she just used the negative speed force to call down fucking lightning on him. She
she was
like,
like, I really looked at Barry's face when he looked up in the sky and he was like, you've got to be shitting me right now. Like he
yeah,
definitely looked up just like, what the fuck? We
yeah,
almost got her. And then, of course, feelings is what got her back to normal
yep. The
because at that
power
point,
of love.
because Eobard, the team show up and he gives her the Care Bear pep talk about how much he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
And it brings her back while they show a montage of the scene that they showed you about 25 minutes prior.
Yeah, yeah. Like we didn't see that earlier, you know.
And oh God, she remembers and she snaps out of it because Eobard is her fucking lightning rod.
Her lightning rod. Yeah, yeah.
If I could go without hearing the words lightning rod again after this show is over, I would be great. You know what's great? Or not great. You know what's crazy? Honestly, I was watching the preview for next week, even though we haven't finished this episode yet. I'm just saying. I watched the preview for it and talking about like it's up now. I think we're gonna get like some progress update on Iris, and I was like, you know, in all honesty, I forgot all about Iris again. Because, and I think
I mean,
honestly,
so did
because
they.
yeah, like the way that they are so calm about her, even though I know they said they felt her presence and she's okay. I was just like, bro, if I was Iris, I'd still be fucking tight. I was like, can y'all get me out of here? For
Yeah.
real? Like, but anywho, so they you know, he's her lightning rod and yeah. And Chester reached out to Ray Palmer about Thawne, and he gives them you know the update about when he died with the legends, and they are still just like we don't know how we don't understand. Like apparently he died a hero, and then he was apparently somehow saved by what do you say, the Speed Force or time?
Yeah,
Then,
like the time, the Black Flash, time wraiths, all them kind of thing.
yeah, the
Yeah,
time wraiths like saved him again, was like, and then just like plopped him there. Like they don't understand how he got there, but some reason they're like, okay, we're okay with it. This was lucky. We
yeah,
needed this. Like I was just like, this dialogue is so weird.
yeah, yeah. It was their weird way of trying to explain this and make it okay for us, the viewer, even though it's still not okay for me. But
Because does it make sense? And this is what happens when you cross over with shows, when you cross characters over shows, but whatever happens to them on one show doesn't make sense to them in another.
yeah, yeah. When you don't really think that through, this is what happens.
And then cancel the other show abruptly.
Yeah, yeah. So later on, we got a mugging situation happening. And this is one of those situations where you know how you watch horror movies and you're like, you could have got away. Like this dude just had a knife, and this victim was already running faster than him. Like she could have just gotten away.
She ran to his dumpster and it was like, what is wrong with you,
She
girl?
stopped. Like she could have just kept running. She was running faster than him. Like, it was just like, what are you doing? But Cecile comes in and stops him, and she's like, okay. So she's like Psychic Batman. Got you. Okay.
Yeah, like she's being like a whole real vigilante right now. And someone with white hair was watching them, and I'm just like, is this Frost? And they were just like, it's been 3 weeks. We can't handle the death of Frost, so we are somehow gonna bring her back. I was like, already?
Yeah,
We haven't.
I mean, when you heard Mark, he was like, "Yo, I know how to bring her back. We don't need the gun. We don't need the mirror gun. We can do it."
Yeah.
Then we got that moment we talked about
Too
earlier.
much.
Yeah, we talked about earlier with in Thawne's cell where he's like hearing a voice, and I'm like, when I listened more, I'm like, I realized part of the way through, I'm like, oh, that's Dion. Okay. And then he steps out and he's like, dun dun dun, I'm Dion, kind
It's
of
your
thing.
destiny and stuff like that. And all I could think was, what the shit is happening?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he's for some reason got a vendetta against the Flash now. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, it's weird because none
Or
of
maybe
it's
it's not
clear.
actually him. Like maybe it's something else happening. I don't fucking know. Like,
It's just like it's so confusing. I literally was like, what the shit? What in the shit is
yeah,
going on?
yeah.
Like there's so, and then watching the trailer for next week was even more just so like, what? There was stuff about Iris, stuff with Dion Wells, something with with Eobard Thawne. I was like, what? Get,
Mm-hmm.
move the story along. Move the story along.
I mean, there's only 2 more episodes in the season, so
move it along. Because
yeah.
that was just confusing. That made me feel like they were setting up for 2 more seasons. And I was like, I know you're not. I know you're not. Like, I know you're not doing that. Like,
I mean, they got at least 1 more.
I know. But don't be giving it more shit for you to have to wrap up later that they probably will half-ass about.
But yeah,
Wait,
that was the Flash though. Nothing else came on this week. Who's winning?
to be honest, I try to fill that out before we start this. And to be honest, I sat here and I was like, did anyone really actually fucking win this week?
I mean, I'd say Thawne won.
I guess. I mean, he got his girl.
Not that Thawne.
Well, the only reason I don't say he won, only because like I don't even know what's next for him yet. So I don't know.
I mean, Dion is clearly there to get him out of that cell. So
We'll give him his speed back. So I don't know.
I mean, either way, if he's just getting out of the cell or he's getting his speed back, either way, I mean,
That's winning, but like I don't think he won yet.
the help has arrived. So whatever's gonna happen hasn't happened yet, but it's clear that something's going to happen. So that's why I gave it to him. But you could go with the other Thawne because he got his girl. So
Yeah, I guess I'll do that. And then next week we'll see Mina. She gets her own Flash suit. So I'm just gonna say my worst fear right now.
Fast Track.
Fast Track Labs.
That's her name in the comics.
Okay. Yeah. So my worst fear right now. Because when I saw her with the suit, I was like, fuck. I was like, I would hate, because you know how like what's his face only has like 1 season left. He said like, he's like, I'm only doing 1 more season and I'm good.
Oh, Grant Gustin.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, I couldn't get his name. I was like, imagine they were like, Grant's gone, but we still have Mina. And it was like, no, you guys don't.
Not when you got, Impulse and Excess over
Excess.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
like you bring them in. You don't, not her. We don't know her. We don't fuck with her yet. Like
I'm still trying. I still sat on the whole thing of like, she may turn bad again.
yeah, that too.
Because I was like, that would be like that was the thing I was thinking. I was like, what if Eobard like doesn't go bad and it's really just like shit goes wrong with Mina again? But I don't see that happening. But
Pretty
Who
sure
was
at some
losing?
point he's going to go into that machine and he's going to get that negative speed force and he'll be back to being himself. But what were you saying?
We didn't say who lost.
Um,
I said all the robbers.
yeah, that's a good one.
Every robber in this show literally got what they deserved.
Part of me wants to say John lost because he's not gonna get to be the Green Lantern no more, even though he don't see it that way. I do.
Actually, I'm gonna change my winning to that.
Yeah.
John gets his family back.
Okay. Well, you say he's winning, I say he's losing. So, yeah.
It's the priorities. Based off his priorities, I'm gonna say he's winning, but I get it. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, I think that'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Do not forget you can find us on both Twitter and Instagram at The Creation World. That is at TheCreatia World. Also, if you want, you can follow us on Facebook also, Facebook.com/Creation World. This particular podcast actually has its own Facebook group. Mara, what's that Facebook group?
Facebook.com/groups/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
Also, don't forget to check us out and follow us, subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, youtube.com/Creation World. Also, you can follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT. Mara, where can they find you?
Mara the Shark, MARADASHARK on Instagram and Twitter.
Also, if you're a wrestling fan, don't forget to check out Matt Ritter and Vince Daddy Delgado on the Smacking It Raw podcast every week. They also have their own Facebook group at facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. And I think that'll be it. Yeah, two more weeks, and then we're on a break till like November. Yeah, unless they do the dome thing again, the fan dome, we'll do something for that. But other than that, yeah. After that, we're done till November.
Oh boy.
Yeah. We'll catch you next week. Until then, we out.
Next week will still be just the Flash.
You sure?
Superman and Lois doesn't come back to the 21st.
That's next week.
Oh, I thought it was still the beginning of June. I'm sorry.
No, they're back next week.
I don't know math. It's okay.
All right. We out.
Bye.